It's turn to ban.
Hello, everyone. My name is Hazbaz. I'm going to be your caster for today with OG versus Liquid, and I am joined by the wonderful Wingblade. Wingblade, how are you doing today?
I am super excited about this matchup. This could possibly even be the best matchup from this entire qualifier, and it's the first one, so I'm really happy to be here.
Yeah, I know, it's absolutely insane. Firstly, I'd like to apologize to chat for there was a bit of an issue with the lobbies in getting it started. So this game is being casted through Dota TV for us. So I'd like to apologize for that. And I'd also like to say that Epicenter this year is being hosted in partnership with Rivalry TV. I'm pretty sure that's Ray Gaming. Tournament partner is Ray Gaming. So anyway, let's jump right into this draft. I'm so surprised to see the Enigma make it through the draft. What do you think of this hero, Wingblade?
Yeah, it's very curious that they let it through, because this hero has been one of the top contested heroes, and for a reason. He just provides so much. He has that laning strength because of the denying. He farms extremely fast. He has a really strong pushing timing, and he skills really well too. So he just provides so much. And speaking about providing so much, Sand King Burrow Strike has to be one of the most reliable stuns in Dota. So it's a hero that's always nice to have in your team. He hasn't been too popular recently, but he's really made a resurgence in the last patch.
Yeah, I mean, in MDL, I really think he was one of the heroes in the tournament, especially with... it just seems his Sandstorm really seems to be such a strength to be able to escape from ganks, as well as just allow him to farm, it seems to me.
Yeah, for sure. It reminds me a lot of the old Brute, where you just set up a Sandstorm and just walk around in it and be really annoying. But on top of what Brute used to provide, it also deals a ton of damage. So overall, just a very solid hero.
Okay.
Speaking about solid heroes,
Yeah, I was going to say, this Abaddon 5 position, another one of the heroes of the patch, it feels like to me. Just spamming out that miscoil, getting all those denies, and just spending your mana pool and doing it again and again and again.
yeah, for sure. It's pretty much just Abaddon, but stronger. Undying, but stronger. He basically provides the same laning strength with a really spammable nuke, but he also has a Dispel later in the game. He's pretty much unkillable. So, yeah, very good hero here.
Yeah, so this Magnus from OG, this isn't a hero we see from a lot of people. OG seems to be really the only people playing it, unless you can think of any other noted people. What do you think they see as the strengths of this hero?
Well, it used to really be about the IP, but I feel like last few patches it's mostly been Empower. You just pick a melee carry who's gonna farm like a beast, and you empower him, so he's gonna be that much more accelerated. So Team Liquid rightfully banning out PA already, which is one of OG's most successful heroes together with Magnus. But heroes like Terrorblade and Juggernaut work really well. So we'll see what OG goes for here.
Yeah, so should we just jump into these bans? Obviously, Team Liquid, they get rid of two good Empower carriers. How do you feel about this brew here for Liquid, actually?
I actually really love having Brewmaster against Magnus. For two reasons, actually. The first one is that the Storm Panda is going to be able to dispel any kind of Empower. So if Mind Control or whoever's going to play it, if his micro is going to be good here, he's just going to dispel Empower every single fight, which is super strong. And on top of that, if an IP ever comes out, there is no BKB yet or no G Scary, you just Cyclone him. So the IP is going to be completely wasted. So I really love the amount of control that this Brewmaster can provide against the Magnus.
However, I do have to say, looking at Liquid's drafts, they have like a lot of heroes who I'd consider to be, off laners or four positions. Like this Enigma, we see it very often in the four, but they do play it on mind control. GH usually plays the Sand King. But then, so is this a 5-position Brewmaster that we're looking at?
I feel like I've seen Kuroki do it before, so it's certainly an option. And Grimstroke coming out from OG. I mean, I did expect Magnus to be played by Seb because it's one of his signature heroes. But this Grimstroke pick is interesting because there isn't really any synergy yet with the Soulbind. Um, then again, we've seen OG pick Grimstroke just because they like the hero, not necessarily because of synergies. And it is quite good against Bro, just having that really annoying silence to deal with. So interesting pick. I'm curious what they're gonna pair it with.
Uh, yeah. Do you think the Grimstroke is strong as a hero by itself without, and pairing for its ultimate, like the Doom, who we've already seen banned? Or do you think you really need that single point hero to pair with it?
I feel like it really depends on the matchups. Against some heroes, Grimstroke is super weak. Like if you think about a PL or something that can just remove the spirit so easily and dodge the Inkswell. But against the Brewmaster, against the Sand King, it's kind of okay because these heroes are super spell reliant, but they don't necessarily have easy tools to deal with the spirit. And in some situations, the same could be said about Morphling. So I feel like it's gonna be a decent hero here.
Yeah, however, this Morphling, I mean, we saw it in the grand finals. Even though Liquid didn't win, you've let through Miracle's Morphling. This really has to be a massive threat against the side of OG. They can't be happy about letting this hero through. Or do you think they planned for it and they might have an answer? And what kind of answer might they pick?
Well, they probably have an answer because OG is one of the best teams in the world for a reason. But it's kind of questionable. I would agree with you. Morphling has easily been one of Team Liquid's most successful heroes in the past month. Um, that being said, if you're OG, you do expect a Morphling to come through, so I'm sure they have something in mind. They're gonna go for a Lina. Interesting. If Lina can get some momentum, Lina is certainly a strong hero against Morph, but it's still kind of risky. Because if you get behind as a Lina and you don't really have that kill threat on Morphling anymore, you're really not that scary anymore. And she's quite a squishy hero too, so she can die when she gets Burrow striked and then the Morphling just jumps on her. So a lot of it's gonna come down to Thompson's positioning here. His Lina is super good, but it's a tough Lina game for sure.
Yeah,
That,
I mean, we talked about having a pair for the Grinstroke and just that
yeah, I was
burst
gonna
damage.
say.
Also, it's a really solid silence versus the Morphling as well. If he's not strength Morphling before the spirit gets off him, even though he does have that attack speed, you might be able to bring him down before he's able to get away.
Yeah, I mean, Miracle is gonna have to play pretty safe here because if he makes one misstep, he can easily get bursted.
Yeah, okay, so we're into the final picks. We do see that they don't want to get cheesed by the Matumba Man Brood. So what do you think Liquid's going to pull out now? They're probably looking for a hero for Matumba Man. So what do you think it's going to be?
I would expect. I mean, my money would be on Viper. It's really good against Lina, and they don't really need a hero that skills super high because they do have that Enigma. They have the Morphling, so their late game is pretty much secured. But another option is Lone Druid, which is just a comfort hero for Matumba and does pretty well against Lina too. So I would expect either of those two heroes to come out here for Liquid. As for OG, I feel like they really need a hard carry. I would usually recommend not getting Jug against Morphling because it's not that great of a matchup, but they really do need a meaty carry here. And they're gonna go for Void. I love this. It's great. It's really good against Morphling, and it does have the synergy with Empower, so really good pick there.
Yeah, I mean, this isn't a hero we've seen a lot of. Obviously, he does have that ultimate to be able to lock down the Morphling. And it does seem like, they have the Magnus that could set up for a good Chrono, or, just the follow-up after a Chrono. Lina can pump damage into it. But we haven't seen a lot of this hero. So, do you think there's any major weakness in it to exploit? Or do you just think it's pretty solid with the backup of the Magnus?
Usually, I don't really like Void that much, because if he ever gets behind, you don't really kill people in Chrono. And that's pretty much the only thing you provide in teamfight. So if you cannot burst people and burst multiple people, you don't really do much as a Void. But if you have a Magnus, you always have the Empower to fall back on. So I don't think this hero on its own is very strong, but looking at this specific game with the synergies they have going in OG, I feel like it's a very solid option.
Okay, and one thing I wanted to bring up, just because the whole of today for us is best of ones. Do you think we're gonna see some sort of cheese strats? Some strats we haven't seen before. Something you just hope it slips through because it's a best of one, and you're not gonna have a chance to counter it into next game. Do you think that's a possibility?
I think it's possible, but probably not for Liquid, because Liquid is one of those teams that everyone's gonna be looking at, and people know the heroes that Matumba plays and which heroes Kuro likes the last pick, so I wouldn't expect Liquid to go for the cheeses here. But there are some other teams that can pull out some frisky stuff. You never know.
Uh, okay, so you like a green hero from Matamba Man, but he's going for his signature lone druid.
Yep.
So how do you
thought
feel
it was-
about it now that we've seen the two full lineups? Do you think either team got a massive advantage here?
It's always weird because OG picks these super original drafts. Like for Liquid, you have a pretty good idea what they're gonna do, but for OG, you're never quite sure. And I feel like that's one of the strengths of OG as well. If I had to look at this objectively though and see two teams equal in strength, I would favor Team Liquid's lineup. But it's the wild card of the Void.
Yeah, I mean we saw the strength of Anna at last TI. I wasn't going to say earlier that this is TI7 versus TI8 all over again. We're seeing are the Nuclids on the block the stronger, or Liquid, who have just been stable for about 2 years now, gonna be able to beat this newly reunited OG lineup.
Yeah, we'll see. I feel like Liquid reignited their fire though. They looked a bit sloppy for a while, but last tournament they really showed some of their old colors here.
Yeah, so I think a lot of it, might be how much space they're able to create for Anna. But it does feel to me like OG, do they have to win earlier than Team Liquid have to win with both the Lone Druid as well as the Morphling carry?
Hmm. I think so, yeah. There, you cannot underestimate how strong Void and Magnus are in the late game, but it's up against a super tanky core in the form of Lone Druid, as well as a really hard scaling core with Morphling, backed up by really solid stuns and teamfight control. So I do feel like OG is on a bit of a timer, but I feel like they could possibly hit a really strong mid-game window where Void is just gonna be extremely farmed because of the Magnus and power.
Okay, so as we head to the laning phase, we see Miracle down here. Do you think they are gonna aggro lane into this? Well, I was gonna say into this void, but it looks like the side of OG, they've already realized what they were planning on the side of Liquid.
I feel like it doesn't really matter that much for Miracle. He's gonna be pretty much fine against either Magnus or Void. He would probably prefer not to lane against Abaddon, just because of that insane amount of magic damage harass. But I feel like overall he's gonna be able to find some fun either way. For Ana, I don't think he likes laning against Brewmaster at all. So
So you think
I feel
Liquid have got the better lane matchups then by managing to get this Brewmaster versus Anna, predicting the lane swaps?
yeah, I think so. We're gonna have to see what Mind Control does here, if he even goes to lane top. Because for now it looks like he's just gonna jungle.
Yeah, in the bottom lane, it looks like there is a bit of engagement. They skewer back onto Miracle. He has the strength ball, but he doesn't get it off in time, and they managed to get first blood in the bottom lane. Now they're pursuing onto GH. They did see him level the Sandstorm, so there isn't going to be any sort of Bio Strike for him to be able to get away. It is on cooldown on the skewer, but they have the slow over from the Stroke of Fate, and GH, is he going to go down? They do cancel his salve, and now he's on very little HP here on this bottom lane. But OG able to get off that quick first blood on Miracle in the bottom lane.
Yeah, uncharacteristic mistake from Miracle. I don't think he expected 3 heroes, because as a Morphling, you're so weak on level 1. Morph only heals for 20 HP per second, which seems decent, but not if you realize that a level 1 CM out DPS is that healing. So you have to be so careful.
Yeah, and now with all that gold given over, as well as the fact that GH had to return to base, Miracle, he's not doing well in the farm at all.
Yeah, and it's really unfortunate too that he's in the offlane now, because when you're behind in the offlane, it's so easy for the enemy supports to zone you out. So this could be a rough start for Miracle.
Yeah, they know they did use a sentry over there, so they know there isn't a sentry in lane. But if you have a look over... Actually, no, Grimstroke, he doesn't have another sentry. So it does mean GH is just able to sit in the Sandstorm here.
There is a sentry coming. He has it now, though.
So I know your true love is the mid lane. So do you want to talk to me about this Lina versus Lone Druid and how we expect that to pan out?
This is a matchup that I really love because both are long-range, high-damage heroes. But there is some kind of mini-game going on where you want to keep harassing with the bear, but at the same time, you want to angle your hero in a way where the Dragon Slave doesn't hit both the bear, the creep wave, and you. So it's a really micro-intensive mid lane, which I enjoy a lot. Matchup-wise, I feel like it's pretty even. Both heroes are just gonna farm. I don't expect any kills to come out or anything crazy to happen.
So in this laning phase, it looks like Mind Control is dedicated to jungle, while on the bottom lane, they do get stun onto Zeb. He had the so Miracle still only one with that level 1 heal, but Zeb, he misses the skewer, but does get the right click. Able to bring down Miracle again, both of the deaths for the side of Liquid so far.
Yeah, this is so tough for a Morphling. You're a pretty decent laner, but if you ever get behind, especially in the offlane, you struggle so much. And he has a Ring of Health now, given to him by Mind Control, which helps a lot. But he needs some levels. He needs level 3, possibly level 5 to survive this lane, because right now he's just getting ran at with no counterplay.
Yeah, and they do have the ink, so if they want to go again, GH just uses the stun to be able to escape, but that's mana just to not get killed once again. And over here in the top lane, it looks like Kuroki, he's just being zoned out by the Sabaton. We've already seen No Tail deny himself twice, and he's really not getting a lot. The only one farming well for the Sign of Liquid seems to be Mind Control and, Mind Control and Matum Man, and Mind Control's in the jungle.
Kuroki is getting good levels though. I don't feel like he cares.
Oh, they get the stun again on Miracle. They pull him back. He has the strength done, but it's not long enough because it's only level 1. And Seb, a full-on killing streak. All of those deaths over on Miracle, and he's just zoning out GH with the right click. This Seb Nangus, it's really something you have to respect.
Yeah, for sure. And Miracle is walking to top. He's done. He's like, boys, this is not gonna work out. This is the downside of the Enigma. Yes, he's getting a lot of fun, but essentially you are playing 5v5, and the only thing he's providing right now is 6 HP regen to his Morphling in the form of the Ring of Health. So really, really tough start for Miracle here. And while normally Morphling is a pretty good lane matchup against Void, if he's this far behind and he has to fight up against the level 3 Abaddon as well, I don't feel like his time on top lane is going to be much better than it was on bot.
Yeah, especially just because of all the free farm Anna's had up here. He's only level 2. He hasn't taken a point in the time dilation though. He might do you usually see that earlier, or do you just go for 0-4? If you're having a free time. Obviously taking a chrono at some point if you can get a kill.
I feel like it's not super important, especially at level 3. He might opt to take a value point level 4, but I wouldn't necessarily count on it.
Yeah, and Miracle, I didn't realize before, but he actually doesn't even have a point into the waveform. So he doesn't have a lot of escape if they want to get much harass on him.
Yeah, it's all. Kuroki gonna go down here. Just so much damage from this Abaddon.
Yeah, this top lane, Anna's getting off to an early start, and he'll only just be accelerated once he meets up with Seb. Seb, you know, he's already gone for the 2 points of Empower, which he's currently using because he is a free lane. And once he puts it on the face of Void, who almost goes down, he's able to walk away the Time Warp. And now Miracle's sitting very low, looking for that lucky bash, but it looks like they're just willing to trade hits.
It's so scary playing around with a Morphling and a Void down the tower. Because both of them can do such crazy stuff.
Yeah, this mid lane, however, you did say it would be fairly even. It does look like it's that way. But Matum Man, he's hit the infamous level 5. Does manage to get the root after the stun. And now, is he going to be able to kill Thompson? It looks like he's going to respect the tower and not dive in. But just still harassing with that bear. On the bottom lane, however, they skewer back onto GH. That Inkswell stun catching him with the help of the dust over on Seb. GH will know he's not safe in that sandstorm. And they're going on to Miracle once again. Anna manning up, gets the bash, and leaps away. So kills all over here for OG. 5-0, 2k advantage already at this early 5-minute mark.
I love how No Tail has died 4 times, and and Liquid has 0 kills. It just summarizes Abaddon.
Oh, Miracle, they're trying to make a move onto him, but Ana, he just plays it perfectly. When he's on low health, leaps back. He doesn't have a time walk for another 14 seconds, but he has that aphotic shield from No Tail, so he feels just A-okay up here. And Kuroki and Miracle, they're really not able to achieve anything.
Yeah, this trading is super in favor of OG, because while Faceless Void keeps getting healed up, the Morphling has to morph to strength, which basically means that he cannot lane.
Yeah, Mind Control has actually left the jungle and come to this bottom lane because he just thinks that Seb is getting far too much from this lane, and I kind of have to agree with that.
I don't think he can stop it though. Like at this point, the Magnus is just so big, so tanky. He has power threats, a Soul Ring, a level 4, or a level 5 Enigma even. He's not really gonna be able to stop this Magnus from farming. So I wonder what Seb is gonna go for here. He can go for a quick blink, obviously, but this is the kind of game where you can actually go for a sort of semi-carry build and not feel bad about yourself.
So if you are going a semi-carry build, is that with the Epicenter, or do you go like off-lane items, like a Crimson Guard and that kind of thing?
I feel like you can buy something like an Echo Saber, or you can just go IP.
RP on the bottom lane. They have the Inkswell. It does manage to latch over onto G8. Mind Control trying to use the Malefice to be able to save them. Seb, he's brought back in, but now Mind Control, he doesn't have the backup of G8. They pop a whole bunch of Magnums. Seb is getting very low from these Eidolons, but he's trying to chain hits with Mind Control. With the Stroke Fate, it's not going to be quite enough. Seb, he pops a stick. He's going to let Mind Control stick of his own, and Jarak's able to get the double kill here. Seb's still very low here. He's being searched for with the Eidolons and the Catapult. The Catapult is dominated. They need one more hit, and Mind Control, he does get the kill from beyond the grave.
They got their first kill, so I'm sure Liquid is happy here. IP is gonna be down, which is gonna give a little bit of space to the Enigma. But this Magnus is pretty much achieving all of his goals. He's getting time, he's making a ton of space.
Yeah, I do have to say, however, with how these lanes have gone, I might have expected OG to be slightly more ahead. And it is only a 1k advantage, so that is definitely something Liquid might be able to turn around. Meanwhile, Matumban, he gets the root over onto Ana. The Fear, is he going to get the kill? Yes, he does. No Tail to heal, it wasn't enough. This double damage over on the Bear. Able to bring round Ana, just not respecting that first hit root. Perfect play.
That's a telltale sign of experienced Lone Druid players.
Yeah, he just timed that Fear perfectly and had just enough damage. Matumban showing why he is famous on this hero. And all the meanwhile, Mind Control, being left to his own device in the bottom lane, has taken the tier 1 tower. And now Kuroki and GH, they're trying to run over Jirax. But I think he is just going to be fine with the backup of Seb.
We are going to see that Mask of Madness on the Bear, which is a build we've been seeing more and more of. People really moving away from the Hand of Midas, the greedy kind of build, recognizing that with a Madness you can be active so early and towers are just gonna melt.
Yeah, so do you think the idea here for Liquid is for, you know, Matumban to kind of carry the mid lane, make the space for the Morphling, for Miracle, who's had a bit of a hard time, but actually it looks like we might be having a bit of a fight here in the bottom lane. They do land the slam with the Laguna Bay. G8 instantly eliminated. Now they're trying to move on over onto Kuroki. He doesn't have level 6. Mind Control is going to be able to get away safely. Seb even popping the RP to kill the captain of Liquid for a 2 for 0. Nice little engagement, and that will stop this push on the bottom lane.
But at the same time, even though Liquid is 7 kills behind, they do have that classic Enigma situation. He's in
the bottom lane. Mind Control, they do use the Chrono. Do they have enough damage with the Dream Coil? The Mist Coil of No Tail, they do. And now Ana, he's trying to go onto the main hero. GH rotates into mid lane, but there's not going to be any more aggression. Just respecting the tier 1 tower and the possible rotations over.
And finally, Miracle has some space to farm. He's been alone in this lane for quite a while now. He still isn't very fine. In fact, he's far from being fine, but at least he's getting some CS here finally.
Yeah, he is pretty low on the net worth, but Matumban, yeah, he did well mid, also getting that kill over onto the Faceless Void. And now he has this Mask of Madness. So, do you think Liquid, you know, they have the Enigma, a great pushing hero. They have the Mask of Madness. Are they just going to mow down towers, try and achieve some map control, and make the space and shut down where this Void is able to farm?
Yeah, I feel like Matumba Man is just gonna do his own thing on mid lane, and Miracle is gonna do his own thing on the top lane, and the remaining 3 Liquid heroes are gonna try to make some plays around the map.
Matumba
Nice
Man.
Savage by Matumba.
Yep, with that fear, able to secure the last hit on the tower. And that's a lot of gold that you just don't let to be able to get taken away from you, because they were clearly angling for that deny with both Thompson and No-Tail in this mid lane.
Yep, but this Demolish passive, Demolish, just makes it so that the bear hits so hard on his tower, so it's really hard to get a deny when the bear hits for like 100 damage at 11 minutes.
So, Matumba Man, he has gone for the Mask of Madness and the Phase Boots. Do you build into a Radiance, or do you build more early game items like a Vladimir's, and then into an AC with this Mask of Madness bear build?
I feel like you do want to go for a Radiance, because it helps you to farm and really skill into the late game. Meanwhile...
Oh, we hear the first black hole over here. It's on to one, just committing it full on for that leaner of Thompson. That is a lot of hate for the mid laner of OG.
Yeah, and we haven't really seen Thompson do too much here. There have been 10 kills for OG, and he's only been involved in 2. So he's just
Matumba Man, he gets another route over onto Seb. Seb obviously does have the point in skewer, so he's not too afraid, but they do have Croaky with the level 6. Ana has his chrono coming back up, as well as the Mask of Madness, but Matumba Man, with that fear, is he going to be able to escape? Leap forward on Ana, pops the chrono, Mask of Madness. They use the Brewster, he's going to be able to throw Ana into the air, and that means Matumba Man, he's going to live through this, is still affected by the sun. Seb going in, has the RP, if he wants to use it, gets it onto a whole bunch of them, and they do manage to kill off Matumba Man. GH as well, Miracle, he's come around to try and turn away, but with the aphotic shield over onto Madness, he's going to be able to live, and now Miracle, he turned himself into the void, has to retreat away, goes for the stun, and it means the Inkswell isn't going to latch onto him. So Miracle, he does survive, but Kuroki, now that his brew splits over, Ana is looking for another target, is affected by that RP. Doesn't have the slow of the time dilation, but they do have the slow from the grid stroke, and that's 3 kills in this mid lane for OG. A quick, nice turnaround for them, and they're even going to be able to claim this tier 1 mid.
Liquid has to be a bit more careful than this. OG is just so strong at this point, and we spoke about it a little bit in the draft, if this Grimstroke was gonna be effective, but my goodness, this Inkswell is doing work in these fights.
Yeah, he's already got level 4 in it, and because you have such mobile heroes, because you can put it on Ana and he can leap in, you put it on the Magnus and he's able to get in there, we're really seeing that the team fight of OG is very impressive when they have all their spells.
Yeah, and keep in mind that a full Inkswell with the damage over time, as well as the final burst, is 550 damage, as well as a 3.7 second stun. So if you can stick on top of someone, it has to be one of the strongest spells in the game.
Yeah, so it looks like OG, they're all rotating in here. They don't have either Chrono or RP. The Matumba Man, I don't think he's too afraid, and it looks like they were pinging out the bear, hoping for that nice 300 gold bounty, but they're not going to be able to get it. Oh, but GH, he had an idea that they see him, and the skewer 4 from Seb, not quite in range.
Yeah, and GH is actually quite far away from his blink. GH is usually a player that gets his blink at a pretty good timing, pretty much regardless of how the game is going, but he's struggling a little bit in this game. 0, 4 and 0, not really finding the space and the kills that you want to find as a position for a Sand King.
Yeah, I mean, it was... Honestly, it was just this early disastrous bottom lane. He got that salve cancelled and then had to spend literally the first 2 minutes walking back to base and back to lane. And it's just really set them back. The stuff Seb was able to achieve in those early few minutes, I think. Oh, Matumba Man in the bottom lane. The Yule's reveal from Thompson. They need a tiny bit more damage, and he is healing from the bear. But now with the Grimstroke, but the fear, so the Inkspell's not going to land to him. Matumba Man tries to TP away, but Thompson gets stunned at the last minute. And that's an easy cleanup with the Dragon Slave.
Very nice attempt with the Savage Roar. The Dragon Slave was ready in time. Also, that was probably the cast range talent, paying off on Lina as well, which is another build that I just really love. He's gonna go for the Adderlands too, which means that he can pretty much use his stun on an area 2 screens away. So it's gonna be very nice to see.
Oh, Ana just using this Chronosphere for the true sight that it provides. But GH with the stun, and there's Mask of Madness. He's sitting in the sandstorm here on Ana. He's getting very low, but he is going to survive with the help of No-Tail. And now the Inkswell again, but he doesn't have a time walk forward. So GH, even though he's dusted up, is going to be able to get away. So Ana, a bit of a wasted Chrono there. But now that he actually has this Maelstrom, I think next time he goes for that, he will have the damage.
So he lost all his HP, but No-Tail just walks close to him for a few seconds, and boom, full HP again.
Yeah, it is pretty balanced. I feel, as you know, after these next batch of qualifiers, we are going to see some changes. And I think the Abaddon and the Drow Ranger, they are prime for some changes.
For sure. It's also worth noting that while Matuma was leading at the start, Ana took over, and he's accelerating fast. We really see this Empower starting to kick in.
Meanwhile, in this top lane, there is a bit of a smoke going on. They've got the Blink Dagger on Seb, so I think they're looking for a big RP reveal. They seem to be baiting with Ana. Liquid, they're going for it now. Are they going to realize that Matumban is back here? Seb, he's still affected. The smoke had suddenly just ward off. And Ana is just trading hits with the bear. They didn't get vision of the main hero of Matumban or Miracle. So I think that's why they didn't really want to engage there for the side of OG.
Yeah, very disciplined by Liquid. Not trying to go for that easy Faceless Void pickoff. Realizing that it's probably gonna be a kind of bait.
So let's talk about this Miracle Morph thing a little bit. He's down on the network. Oh, they actually realize where he is. There's an instant RP. They're going to have the follow-up sound of the insult, and that's more than enough damage. This ward here really paying dividends. They realized where he was farming, and just the instant RP didn't have any time to strength morph.
So yeah, this Miracle Morph still having a very rough time.
Yeah, I was going to ask you about the build you think he should go for, but GH also has his Blink Dagger, able to get away from something. But on the bottom lane, they use the Black Hole over on Seb, and with the help of that, they don't even have to pop the boost it, and that's going to be the tier 2 tower.
Very nice Blink reveal for Mind Control. Ana has a chrono in 8 seconds though.
Oh, GH goes for the stun. He's channeling the Epicenter Mind Control. Oh, sorry, they didn't even use the Black Hole there. Are they going to be able to kill Phantom before he leaps? Sorry, yes, they are with that stun. Thompson, he's affected by the insult, but he yields himself into the air. The stun, it's onto a whole bunch of them, but they have the Bruce. They're trying to pursue forward with the Afro. Kuroki doesn't have a stun for another 2 seconds. That Link slowing it down, but he is going to have the stun and Mind Control leaping forward with that Blink. And they are able to kill off Thompson. That's 3 dead for the side of Liquid. And they actually have an entire creep wave in the base. No tail. He pops his ultimate, trying to walk away, but they do have the stun coming right back up, as well as a slow GH. That's 4 dead, and Matumban, he's already laying into this tier 3 tower for the side of Liquid.
Yeah, and this is probably gonna be the wraps. I don't see how OG stops this.
They do have Chrono.
Playing against Lone Druid.
They do have Chrono if they want to buy back, but it looks like they're trying to preserve it. 2 seconds over here on Ana. Sorry, we went to where he died. So they do buy back on the Abaddon, but they are going to lose their melee barracks. And Liquid, I think they're just going to be so happy with that fight. GH, can they get the bash? They have the silence, and they do get the bash. So they're going to pay with the Sand King, but what a massive turnaround for the side of Liquid.
Yeah, for sure. I spoke about GH being so far behind, not getting his blink. Get like 6... Oh, Miracle.
Kuroki, they managed to catch him. He's just playing around with them. They will have enough damage, and they are going to leave the kill over to Thompson.
But yeah, the Sand King had 600 gold at 14 minutes, and then we look at 17 minutes, and he has a blink. And it's just so strong. Together with the blink reveal from Mind Control, they just find a crucial Magnus pickoff. Then Ana greatly underestimates their disables, and we get a beautiful Black Hole, and boom, it's a Rax.
Yeah, however, Ana, realizing that, you know, after dropping that Rax, things are no longer going the way of OG. They're going into the Roche pit. They don't actually have any sort of defensive warding, and I'm not sure Liquid know about this yet.
It's quite a cheeky little play. You don't usually assume that a Void is gonna go for a Roche. I don't feel like Liquid's gonna contest this.
Oh, but
at least in time.
They do have the Dire Squan, but I don't think they're gonna be able to get there.
Yeah, it's too late. They realize it too. It's a very nice play by OG, not losing their cool.
Realizing what they had to do to try and retake the control that they had in the first few minutes. I mean, Ana, he's still the #1 net worth, and I think he actually does have the damage if he's able to catch anyone in Chrono to take them down. Maybe not Tumberman, but the others.
Because right now, he's just gonna get put in the air by Bro. So I feel like they're gonna wait for this BKB, and then they're gonna try to force a fight. As I'm saying that though, Mind Control is also closing in on his BKB, which is also quite big. There are 2 ways to cancel his Black Hole in BKB, which are Chrono and RP, but those are not really the most reliable tools to just casually cancel a Black Hole.
Yeah, and Miracle, he's also closing on... There's a bunch of big items coming out for Liquid, with that Radiance completed on Matumberman. Miracle, he'll soon have his Eye of Skadi. So it looks like Liquid, they're really going to start to hit a peak, even though OG have the Aegis, do you think Liquid are going to try to look to turn up the tempo? Or do you think they're just going to play it out because they feel, like we discussed in the draft, that if this goes late, they might be able to win it?
I feel like they're gonna be pretty relaxed about the state of the game. They know that they're gonna skill really well. They might try to find a few pickoffs, but I don't think they're gonna willingly fight 5v5 into an Aegis. Just seems silly. They have more map control, they skill better. They can mostly just relax.
Yeah. So OG, they do have this Aegis. Are they looking for that big item? They have the BKB over on Ana if they want to look for a fight, but it doesn't look like they're looking to smoke. So what are the side of OG waiting for before they get these engagements? Oh, meanwhile, I think Thompson might be in a bit of trouble. But he looks like he is going to respect the fact that mind control's down here. So I don't think we're going to see any engagement. Seb and Thompson, they are playing around this vision, so they know that the side of Liquid are in their jungle, and it looks like there is going to be no engagement here in the bottom lane.
Looks like OG just wants to push out the lanes first, because if you smoke right now, it's gonna be super obvious. We are gonna see the smoke now.
Over here, oh, this Burrow Strike. So even though he did get stunned, GH away to safety. He really does know how to play this hero, just timing it absolutely perfectly. But it looks like the pings are coming out onto mind control. They even commit the chrono. There's no one else here. And I think Ana alone should have enough damage. Meanwhile, on the backlines, actually, Thompson finds Kuroki, so 2 quick kills for the side of OG.
Yeah, these are nice kills, but they're not really what you're looking for. Because at the same time, Matumba and Miracle are just gonna keep farming. And while I do think that Ana's gonna keep up, for sure, with this Empower, I'm not sure if he can outcarry both Matumba and Miracle.
So, on this top lane, Liquid, they are turning up the heat. They've taken the last tier 1 remaining, and it looks like the pings are coming just for this other tier 2. They do see Seb with the bear, and thanks to its Radiance, there's going to be no Blink Dagger for a few seconds.
Seb still has the RP, so this could be risky for Liquid to try and fight, but they also know that there is no chrono. So, if they want to, they can take a fight as long as they respect the RP.
Yeah, so you think that's the objective? So even though they have the Aegis on OG, they're able to fight on the Faceless Void just because this big ultimate's down. So that's what Liquid really do well, isn't it? They just exploit timings, like we saw in the bottom lane, to be able to get these objectives.
For sure. At the same time, we see GH TP back, defending this tier 1 tower. This does give the opportunity for Ana to TP in and try to take a fight.
He does have the BKB, no Chronos here, but no tail, creating the space by popping his ulti. Ana trying to man up over against the bear, but he has to leap away. The silence, as well as the Grimstroke ultimate. Miracle, he's thrown in the air. Do they have the follow-up stun? It doesn't look like it. They leap forward with Ana, but there is not going to be any Chronos. Nice RP, but the black hole right turnaround on top of it. Are they going to be able to bring down Ana? Yes, they do. They take down the Chronosphere, and it looks like they are going to lose Seb's Magnus. Seb buys back instantaneously. Miracle, he turns himself into Abson, and he's doing just fine. Thompson affected by the A40 shield, but they do manage to take down Miracle. And now this fight is not looking so good. GH tries to come in, but he signs up. That it looks like a massive whiff of the Epicenter. They're all so low on the side of OG, but they are backing out. They've lost mind control. Ana fighting up on this backline. Popped his BKB. He's going to have Chrono pretty damn soon, but I don't think he even needs to use it as soon as this Mask of Madness wears off. He's getting the stuns, but the bear is attacking him, and that's 4 dead. Matumba Man, he's the last one remaining. They are going to have Time Walk pretty damn soon. The pings do come because they have vision from this ward here. Ana catches on the edge of the Chronosphere, and it looks like it's going to be a full team wipe. Team Liquid just overextending, thinking they had the turnaround with the black hole, but a massive fight from the side of OG. This buyback from Seb.
Yeah, beautiful patience by mind control, but then they just kept going. They completely disrespected the BKB and Aegis from Void, and at the same time, Miracle was a little bit unfortunate with the bashes, so he died at the start, and at that point Liquid kind of just fizzed out.
Yeah, a Miracle, however, he has seen Ana and able to leap away. Mind control there with the Maleficent. I don't think they have quite enough. But with the follow-up stun from GH, yes, they do. Thompson not quite there in time. And Ana, thinking he's invincible, feeds away a big kill over to the side of Liquid.
Yeah, he just went up the high ground, and then he was like, oops, I don't have a time walk now. It was unfortunate. He was just 5 seconds away from his BKB. But such is life.
So, now that we've had that massive engagement, are Liquid going to look to push on the fact that Ana's dead for a little bit? Or do we go back to a stalemate until the next Roshan's up?
I feel like Liquid's gonna be a bit more mindful of taking these fights, because while Chrono is still down, we saw last fight that they can lose fights if they take them poorly. At the same time, Black Hole is down as well, so I don't feel like Liquid would be super eager to try and force a fight either way. Looks like Thompson does have that Aghanims finished. Could be very big against Miracle, because he doesn't have Lincolns yet, so if he gets caught off guard by this, he can just explode. It is a level 2 Laguna Blade though, so it's not that scary until he hits level 18 and then level 20 for the 14% spell amplification.
But he is pretty close to that level 18, and with that Aghanims. So who do you think he's able to blow up? Because to me, the side of Liquid, they all do look pretty squishy. You know, they don't have any, poor intelligence supports that usually would be the one for Alina to abuse.
I feel like it just depends on the situation. I don't feel like there's one specific target you always want to ulti, but Miracle does look very juicy. So if you can, you would certainly try to use it on the Morphling, but it really depends on who he's gonna find.
So on this bottom lane, we're following the smoke. No-Tail, his smoke broke, so he has an idea where Mind Control is. They're not going to realize or see the Eidolons, and Ana, I don't think he's going to continue this pursuit, because they still have this tier 1 tower where people could TP back into.
Radiant's top tower is under attack.
I love how Mind Control put the Wolf following Matumba just for that extra farming speed. Like, you don't really need a Centaur or something, just give that extra speed to Matumba.
Yeah, and the side of Liquid, after that failed smoke from OG, it looks like they are grouping together a bit in this top lane. But OG, they're coming back to defend this. Do they have another smoke on anyone? It doesn't look like they have another smoke. Just with this ward over here, realizing what they want to be doing.
And this is one of the strengths of Abaddon too. If you want to go for a D-Ward, you can just go, because there is no risk of you just dying instantly, which means that if they do go on you, your team is always going to be in time to turn it around. And then you committed spells on an Abaddon, so your team is probably going to clean up.
Yeah, GH with that haste room there, playing very risky, clearing out that mid wave. And however, we do have the next Roshan up, so it looks like that is going to be the objective that both teams fight over.
I feel like neither pit team really wants to go into the pit though, just because of these area denial spells on both teams. Like, there is no way you want to fight into a Roche if you're against a Chrono and an IP, but at the same time, you really don't want to go into the pit against an Epicenter and a Black Hole. So, looks like both teams are just gonna hang around the pit, unwilling to really commit to anything.
Yeah, over here, Ana, he sees the real one, he gets the Chrono onto 2, he pops his BKB, so he's going to be able to kill off Mind Control. There's not going to be a Black Hole to turn around this fight. JT goes in with a big Epicenter, the Ethereal Blade reveal, it's not quite enough. The Laguna Blade doesn't take down anyone, but they have also lost Matumban. And now, this whole fight, they're throwing people up into the air with the help of the Brewmaster. Thompson able to leap away, GH just killing off that Spirit. So it looks like Matumban, the only one to go down, and that buyback from Mind Control is going to force the side of OG back. But they'll be very happy with what they've got, 2 kills and a buyback.
Yeah, and one thing we did not mention yet is how Jarex has
Oh, GH, he's overextended in this mid lane. They just need a tiny bit more damage, and they're going to be able to bring it down. But Miracle, he goes in. They don't manage to use the RP just in time. It's the Black Hole. It's onto 2 of them. They do manage to kill down Seb. There's no buyback, but they don't have enough damage to kill off Ana, and he's being ink swelled right back. Ana, he's back in this fight. Miracle using the Ethereal Blade. It is enough to take down Ana. So Miracle, he's managed to find No-Tile. Meanwhile, Thompson and Jarex are going to be able to get out. So Miracle going to be able to kill off the captain here for OG. OG.
Mind Control is so patient with these black holes. It's beautiful to see.
Yeah, I thought OG, they'd won that fight. They were gonna just regroup, and they thought they had the chance for another kill. Oh wow, Thompson with that Aghanim Scepter, able to kill off Kuroki, but it's not gonna stop the side of Liquid going into the pit, knowing that there's probably no buyback on Seb because he used it previously, and even no Chrono on Anna, so they're more than happy to do this.
Yeah, it's gonna be super hard to stop this. No-Tail runs in, but he knows that it's...
Oh, and on the back lines, they found Thompson once again. They are able to kill off the silence, but they're just going to settle for No-Tail. Grimstroke using his ultimate, but they don't really mind because there's no Laguna Blade and there's no follow-up for it.
They're just trying to delay. There is a chrono in 20 seconds, but I feel like Liquid's gonna take this Roche before a chrono ever comes up.
Yeah,
It was a decent attempt to stall, but ultimately it's not gonna be successful.
yeah, so on the back of a bad fight, Liquid, they've taken the Roshan. And I think now it feels like they're in the driver's seat. We saw the fact that they weren't able to kill Miracle even when they were able to get him very low. And now with both the Ethereal Blade and the Eye of Skadi, he is doing enough damage to be a real threat. Oh, GH, they managed to catch him here over with the Hex. On the Grimstoke, Jerax, he just so farmed. And Thompson, that Laguna Blade, able to take down GH once again.
Very nicely played by OG. I really love this item build on Jerax too. Just skipping all the small items and just going straight Hex, Blink. You don't need any cool synergies with Grimstroke when you have a Hex. You can just have synergy with yourself, like me in high school.
Well, I don't need to be regaled of your times from high school, Wingblade. Maybe we'll focus on happier times of the Dota here. So, Miracle, he's building this Lincoln Sphere, so he's not going to be affected by that Laguna Blade, because we saw how low that was able to make him. But Jerax, he has a few big items here on the Blink Dagger, as well as the Hex here on this Grimstroke. Do you think this is going to be impactful enough if they're able to get the control on Morph?
Yeah, for sure. If Miracle doesn't pay attention for one moment, he's gonna get punished so hard, but the same could be said about No-Till. It's getting really low here. Then again, it's an Abaddon. What am I even talking about?
Yeah, it just doesn't matter. Miracle is sitting in the trees here, and they have Matumba and Spare. It's going to provide the vision. The Ethereal Blade, it's not quite enough to take down No-Till. And meanwhile, Kuroki does go down to Ana. No-Tail surviving here, does get the Yules onto Miracle, but there's going to be no follow-up. They're just trying to hold him back. And in this mid lane, they're onto GH. He is silenced up, the skewer back, and they do have enough damage. Actually, Seb being the one with last right click, but they take Thompson. Thompson, I thought he was down to safety. With him dead, they even buy back on GH, and they're looking to push the high ground. Miracle, he is the one with the Aegis. And I think they're going to have to force more buybacks here from OG to try and defend this. Oh, but Miracle, I looked back for a second on the back lines because it looked like they were going to find Jerax, but we have a black hole. It is over onto Ana, and do they have enough damage to bring it down? He pops his BKB, pops the Chronosphere, and he's trying to take down this Morphling, but he knows he doesn't have the damage. There's an Aeon Disc here on Mind Control, but a big follow-up RP by Seb. Seb, you can call his name now, but the Epicenter is enough to follow Shana. He buys back, but they have lost the Aegis as well as Mind Control. A nice double stun, but do they have enough? They have the control of the Soulbind. GH is not going to live through this, so Miracle, he's by it himself. They get the double Laguna bait. Are they able to take down Miracle? They are able to kill the man. Miracle getting stunned up, getting Hex, and they do kill him. OG with the buybacks. What a turnaround there from this fight.
Such a beautiful RP by Seb. It's insane. I spoke about Mind Control's patience, but the same could be said about Seb. I was so worried after seeing that Chrono on an Aeon Disc Enigma as well as an Aegis Morphling. But then Seb just comes through with the 4-man RP and just turns the fight around completely.
Yeah, a Liquid, they just thought they could take that fight, and I agree with you. I honestly thought it was all over when they weren't able to kill off that Morphling. But Seb's RP, I know why they scream Seb now. Kuroki, he does pop his ultimate to be able to try and escape, but they're focusing down the Earth Panda first, the Wind Panda, and they're going to just kill him off during his split. And that's all 5 of them dead for Liquid. And OG now looking towards the Liquid high ground.
It does look like there are buybacks for Liquid. They have it from Kuroki as well as Miracle and Matumba. So we could see it from Miracle here, but he really doesn't want to because he's so close to Lincoln's.
Yeah, but and it looks like they are actually just going to give up this lane of racks. Fortification already expended, and there's nothing they can do. Matumba Man has respawned, but with Miracle dead for those 11 seconds, I think they are going to successfully able to get these racks. They are using the Fear, Mind Control, putting down the Midnight Pulse, but with no Black Hole, there isn't a real threat. But with the respawn of Miracle, they are going to respect it. Very safe play here by OG.
Yeah, OG just recognizes that if one bad Burrow Strike comes out for them, they could lose.
Oh, Ana goes in, it's a Chronosphere, it's onto 3 of them. Does enough damage, he pops the Aeon Disc. They're going to take down Kuroki once again. He's not focusing on to Miracle. Mind Control, he gets the Black Hole, but the RP to cancel it. They're going to lose Mind Control, and now they have the silence over here. They take down Miracle, he buys back instantaneously, but there's now only 3 remaining. They get the stun over onto GH. Do they have enough? Yes, they do, and he's dead, no buyback. Only 2 remaining here for the side of Liquid, and OG, they have all their main carries. They might have lost Jerax, but that doesn't really matter. They haven't taken any more tier 2s, but they're just going throne. It's up to Matumba Man and Miracle. Are they able to defend this throne?
Radiant's middle
A
tower
ton of credit to Jarex for finding that opening, but it all got enabled. by
Seb,
Hagel
he
work
skewers
by
him back
Miracle.
onto Matumba Man. A few more right clicks, Miracle. He's trying to go in. Is he able to take down Anna? They get the stun with the help of Thompson. Just a little bit more damage, Miracle. He leaps away. He morphs himself over into the face of Floyd, so he is able to heal up. Matumba Man, he's very low. Anna, they're getting the bastions over onto Miracle. Miracle leaps to the whole ground, and they've lost Matumba Man. It's 1 versus 4. Is he able to do it? Miracle getting hit by the bastions. Does have the time walk coming up pretty damn soon, but looks like they don't care about him. They're going to focus the throne just instead. Miracle, he has to come back if he wants to defend this game. OG, they might have lost in the major, but it looks like they're going to be able to pull it out here in the best of 1. Miracle, he's right back in. Is he able to get a kill? Not enough damage to kill off Thompson, and he just leaps back. The long Seb calls out, and OG, they've managed to fight back here.
What a beautiful game by both teams. It was so back and